Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to see syntagmatic and paradigmatic relationship. We say that language is structured and that it is a system of systems. This means that it is structured in such a way that its elements are interrelated to form a system at each level of its structure. Thus, sounds are interrelated to form the phonological system, words are interrelated to form the morphological system, and word classes are interrelated to form the syntactic system. To give an example of this, he compares the structure of language to that of an orchestra. The members of an orchestra are all related to each other by their specific roles as orchestra players in the orchestra as a whole and smaller groups within the orchestra. For example, you can take like a group of violinists or group of bass players and all that. So each performs his function by virtue of his place in relation to the others, and players cannot be added to or taken away from an orchestra without changing its quality. This is what we mean by structure, an ordered composition of many parts, each part being related to the whole and also related to other elements within it. So each part, by interrelationship of element in it, it constitutes a system. So within each system, elements are selected and combined in building up the structure. Yeah, so in language system, elements are carefully chosen and combined to build the structure. So if you take the selection, it involves choosing specific sounds, words, or elements from classes or the categories. For example, so if we wish to build up a word such as take, then we will select some sounds out of several sounds possible. I have given you the example there. So we select t, a, and k. And then we combine these sounds in a particular order. We decide which one is to occur first and which in the later. So in this process of selection, certain rules operate. Like we can select one element at a time from among a class of similar elements. Like I can say a particular consonant from a class of similar consonants, a noun from a class of nouns. So with the reference of the example I have given in the slide, we can choose the consonant t instead of k or b, because the word that we have taken is take. So it is the sound we are going to choose is t, not k or b sound. So like this, we could have chosen because they're all similar, because they're all plosives. They all belong to the same category of sound. Okay. The relationship between those elements which are similar because they belong to the same class or a category, then it is called as paradigmatic relationships, because it holds between several elements that belong to the same class within the same system. Whereas if you take syntagmatic relationship, okay, so where in paradigmatic we saw the process of selection. So whereas in the process of combination of these elements, we combine the chosen elements, the particular order or sequence. So here too, we have lots of rules. For instance, I can say, we can say the same. We can take the same example where we combine ch, a, k in this order, but not in the order a, k, or t. So this you cannot do this. It is obvious that there is a particular order or sequence which must be followed. So the three elements that follow one another in a particular sequence are related in what can be called, it is a syntagmatic relationship. So where if the selection process is involved, it is paradigmatic. If you arrange it in a particular order or a sequence, then it is syntagmatic relationship. Yeah. So paradigmatic relationship is between the elements in a class or system. Only one can operate at a time. Whereas syntagmatic relationship between the elements in a linear sequence, which is structural. Okay. So this can be illustrated with the example that I have given, where the horizontal or the linear line is syntagmatic and the vertical line, it is paradigmatic. So in the paradigmatic relationship, I mean, from the example that have been given, t can be replaced by b, and if you take the second sound, a can be replaced by u, and even k can be replaced by t. So each can be replaced by the another element within the same system and the class. So in the above example, we can see that this is applicable only in the paradigmatic relationships. So in the example, we cannot put a consonant in the place of the vowel, but we can replace one vowel by another. So this is possible in paradigmatic. So in the syntagmatic relationship, that is the horizontal on the linear way, the elements have to be combined in the proper sequence. We cannot violate the sequential order in the syntagmatic relationship. Whereas there can be changes. You can replace a vowel for another vowel, a consonant for another consonant in a paradigmatic. Whereas in syntagmatic, you cannot violate the sequential order at all. Okay. Next, on the basis of these, paradigmatic and syntagmatic relationships, rules of selection and combinations operate, and taken together, these establish the structure of a language. Okay, so they are like the two intersecting threads, that build up a fabric of language. Because of these relationships, we say that language has duality of structure. Okay, at one level, we select particular elements out of many, and at the another level, we combine these elements to form a structural unit. So with a limited number of elements, we can construct a large number of combinations. So I have given an example again. So in the example that has been given below, we see how both selection and the combination. Selection is paradigmatic and combination is syntagmatic. So both these processes enable us to construct different sentences. So the boy went to school, a boy went to school, the boy went home, the girl ran home, a girl went to school. Okay, so other variations are also possible depending on what elements are chosen from each category at the paradigmatic level. So each category has elements which are independent and separable from elements in another category, and therefore elements in each category are able to operate independently as representatives, as it were, of that whole category. So this gives us a lot of flexibility or choice of elements which we wish to combine. So this combination is possible in paradigmatic. So at the syntagmatic level too, variations are possible. But there are rules which allow for only certain kinds of variation. So for example, again from the above sentence, we can take the rules of order, that is syntagmatic, allow us to substitute home for to school, because both these can function in the adjunct position at the end of the sentence. But we cannot have to school the boy went or went home the girl, because these violate the syntagmatic relationship between the elements. Okay, to sum up, you can say that system is the set of paradigmatic relationship between elements, and structure is the set of syntagmatic relationship between elements at each level in the language. So at the level of sounds, there is the phonological system and phonological structure. At the level of sentence formation, there is syntactic system and syntactic structure, which enable us in the formation of sentences. Hope you all understood today's session well. So I have given few questions. Try to answer these questions in the comment box. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.